Welcome back, everyone. It's Lala here with a package opening. Finally, this is something that I have been eagerly but patiently waiting for since I pre-ordered, I believe it was August 21st. The company had some delays from their from the printers, and things like that happen when you have a small business. But it finally came today, and they have really been pushing. And you're probably wondering, like, who's they? We're gonna get into that here. And they've really been pushing their updates. This really hardworking female entrepreneur, and I believe she's located in Canada. Yeah, I never got an actual shipping tracking email, and I was seeing in the group on Facebook that people were saying, hey, I got my tracking, or mine just came today. And we're talking about, this is the last week of November. And one person said, check your email/app. I didn't get anything in my email. But when I went to the app for my order, I could see that it said expected delivery tomorrow, which is Saturday, the 29th. But I didn't email out of concern until this morning, and I was surprised. I didn't expect to get a response today. But I did get a response from the owner saying that it was expected today, and it came. So here we go. I ordered a B6 compact full year, and I do see underneath there's my receipt thing, so I'm just going to slide that on out. I ordered only the planner, and and yeah, here we go. And it has these little packing little thingies. And one thing I will say suggest is, when you get a nice box like this, I keep these for my planner supplies. I have different stationery, inserts, accessories, and all that for different sizes, from discs to traveler's notebook and stuff like that. And I have all my boxes labeled. Whenever I had a nice box and I had a size that I wanted to organize and keep, I use boxes. But anyway, here we go. So they don't offer B6 Slim all year except for this month. I have been using in my Moturn cover, this wonderful Moturn cover, the sterling ink. You can't really tell it's a sterling because I have all this decorative stuff, but I have been using and maybe it's labeled here. Yeah. I've been using the 2025 B6S for Slim Vertical V full year common planner. So I really wanted, and look, even though haven't used it really that much for this month because I'm using discs, which I'll have to do an update on that. It's packed, and I like it. And I've used my Jim and Techo mini pencil board in this, but I still have plenty of grid pages left here. So anyway, I've been using this this year primarily as my main planner. But they didn't offer B6 Slim, but they offer B6, and still B6 works for me. It's in this nice box. And I'm going to say this. I'm not loyal, and I'm ripping this box, but oh well. I'm not loyal to any specific company. I am loyal to myself. Okay? Somebody might need to hear that today. I am not loyal to any specific company or a specific type of planner system, whether it's TN, disc, notebook, bullet journal, whatever, rings. I am loyal to myself in that whatever is working for me is what I'm using. And sometimes generally I am using various things throughout the year. Okay, and so if you've been with me for some time, you can see I've used all kinds of different systems. All right, so it's a slide out in, from this box. And yeah, we got a pretty nice presentation here. Some things I didn't expect. Again, I only ordered the planner, and now I got sunlight coming in where I have, yeah, let's see if we can fix this real fast. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. But yeah, we got some little extra goodies I wasn't expecting. So we have, oh, this is very nice. Okay, so again, the planner is Faded Chronicle. And we have a 2026 card. It's embossed. And we have F and C for Faded Chronicle. That's really nice. So it can work as a bookmark. And you have the whole year calendar on here. And what I'm very happy about, sorry guys, there's still the sun coming through. It's a Monday start. That makes me happy. And if you've been with me for a while, you know, and you've heard at least once or more, I like Monday starts. So I love that this is a Monday start little bookmark. This is really cute. All right, so got that in here. And we got some, packing stuff. And then, and we have a pen. That's cute. Bring it up here for you guys. That's cute. Might be able to put it on a planner. Let's see if this is magnetic or if this is like a push pin. I am just like, I have never seen one of these planners before in real life. Oh, it's magnetic. So I'm really excited about how this planner might work for me. It's magnetic, and this is really cute. So I may be able to use that as part of decoration. Okay, that's a nice little freebie. All right. And then, this back card here, and it says Faded Chronicle. Don't throw these things away. You might be able to use it as part of your deco in your planner. And then we got these, and it says Side Tab Set Freebie. And then we have some stickers here on the bottom as well. We have Note, Yearly, Monthly, Daily, and List. So you can label the blanks if you like. Okay. And I really like these earthy tone colors for these tabs. So I wasn't expecting tabs because normally if I was going to have tabs, I would have to buy a kit. All right. So this is in that slide out box, and then taking the planner out. And here we have the planner. And so this is B6, regular B6. And so I'm going to show you guys a comparison without having to take my Sterling ink out. So this is definitely going to be wider than a B6 Slim. And so this is the Chronicle Planner 2026 Compact. And I don't remember what color this is. I don't think it's really black, but once I take it out of the plastic, maybe I can tell better. Or I'll just, let's see, does it say on my order slip? Oh, okay. It's called Charcoal. And I got this without the sticker bundles. Okay, so this is a charcoal cover. So this is nice and neutral. And I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see what's on the band. So it says 128 millimeter by 182 millimeters. That's your measurements. in case you're curious. 75 GSM Cosmo Airlight paper. Now, I'm used to Tomo River paper, and I have been using this year for my journal the Kinbor, and I think the Kinbor is Tomo River. So anyway, I think this is going to be my first time using Cosmo Air. This is a January start through December, yearly calendar, quarterly overview, perpetual calendar, month on 2 pages, functional weekly and vertical weekly. Very important for me. Numbered grid pages, another love that I'm always looking for. Spacing grid, okay. Contact list and personal info. And then on the bottom it says B6 full year. All right, so let's, and then the back does say designed by Faded Chronicle. And I'm going to have the, I'm going to have the website on the bottom. They offer various sizes of their planner, but they're very focused is how I'm going to put it in regards to what they are offering for their planners. And I believe they have now listed or about to list the undated for pre-orders. But go to the website and check it out yourself. All right. So, let's see. Oh, okay. The band is just fits over like so. All right, so here is, and it is, you know, even with the sun in the in our space, you can see, okay, this color is charcoal, that there is a textured look, almost kind of like a marbling to the cover. See that? And it has a really, I don't know, glossy-ish, suede-ish feel. And you can see it's gold embossed. Okay. And it feels really nice. Oh, and the spine. Okay. Very nice. And you can see through, you can see those, how the binding is underneath this paper. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so this is a nice, it's not really stiff, it's flexible, but a thick cardstock type of paper. This definitely feels like a cardstock. Okay. And then when you open it up, we have, here we go, FC. I like the font, how they have the font for the initials. And the Chronicle Planner, B6 full year. And then we have these calendars. I call them calendars at a glance. Okay, so we have on the top here, which is 2027. And then we have 2028. That's really nice. I don't think anything I've gotten so far has 2028. And then we have a whole page for 2027. Okay. And I like the font is really simple. Yeah, not busy looking at all to my eyes. And it looks like the weekends end, let me see. Yeah, just the weekends are going to be in a dark font. I am so sorry, guys, that this has never happened where I have the sun coming through the blinds when I'm shooting a video, but I'll do my best so you can see what I'm showing you. And just looking to see if there's anything else that's standing out to me about this. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 rows for the monthly. And so I do see a few of the months like March, August, and November have where the last 2 days of the month, or there's 2 days in the towards the end of the month, are sharing a column. So for example, this November, the Monday shares split. There's the 23 for the 23rd, and then for the 30th. So there's 3 months where you will see that. And yeah, not too many calendars will have 6 rows, but when they do, I love it. But this is fine too. We're going to see how the monthlies look. So then you have 2 pages of blank grid, and you can use this however you want. Some people use these as vision boards. I don't do vision boards. Yeah. You can put family photos, whatever. However you want to use it. Now, so this is what attracted me to trying out this planner compared to ordering Sterling ink again for 2026. And let me just say, there's nothing wrong with my Sterling ink. I've loved it. It has a great setup. I just like trying something out new. Okay. So we have here Q1, and we have January through March. And then you have for the 3 months, these boxes, and you see how it has a line. Let me just pull it up where you can title. And so I believe this is supposed to be like for setting up goals or main events. But again, this doesn't say exactly what you're supposed to put on there. I'm gonna look at the band. You are able to use this however you want. Okay. So this is, this may be considered part of the quarterly overview, but I could be wrong. Okay. I haven't studied anybody else's videos or anything like that. All right. But, yeah, but I did see where they were talking about goals. So if you want to set up 3 different goals or projects or whatever, you can do what you want. And then you have this layout, which you see in lots of different planners. And I tended to use this for like, I will put when I've planned ahead, like I'll block out for major trips so I can just see everything quarterly easily compared to, I still put it on my monthlies. I've used it for tracking my weight. Yeah, pretty much. Or if I had people coming in from out of town. So like major events that have to do with travel would go on here. Or even PTO if I schedule time off from work. Okay. So that's nice. So then you go into Q2, Q3, and Q4. And as I'm turning these pages, this paper is thicker than the paper that's in my Sterling ink. I can already tell. And I think the Sterling ink was Tomo River paper. Okay. Again, I could be wrong because I haven't had to think about it, but I think it is. Okay. But yeah, this paper is thicker. Okay, this Cosmo Air Light paper. And because of the thickness, I'm thinking this probably is going to take ink pretty well. But I'm going to have to do my own little test later. And then, so the Q4, and then we have this whole layout for the whole year. And so these have grids in the column. Just want to point that out. And then the bottom where it's open for you to use however you want. And then these are just straight boxes. Okay. So this might be, so those are quarterly overviews. This may be considered the perpetual calendar. Okay. And then you have a grid. And then you go into January. So here is where I plan to possibly use this as my index. And this is what was different than what I had been using. And I got excited about this. And again, I love the font. Some people may want to use this for daily gratitude. Scripture for the day. Whatever. Maybe your favorite thing that day. Some type of journaling. But I could see myself using this for an index. That was my initial thought. Otherwise, I could set this page up for index for January and then use this for something else. I haven't made any final decisions yet. And then there's a box down here, which is grid. Then you go into your monthly calendar. And I love the aesthetics of this calendar. And I'm just kind of checking against the sterling ink. And I got too much stuff written in my sterling ink to be showing you guys. I didn't write a whole lot for November because again I'm using it, using the disc, but I can tell that the boxes are larger. But again, we have more real estate because this is a B6 compared to a B6 Slim. They both are grid. They both have this bottom area, which has grid space for you to write whatever you want. They both have space here on the side to write whatever you want. So I can show you. It has side. So the sterling ink pretty much is like an L shape for open space going around the monthly calendar. And we have the week number on the side. There's no week number in this one, and this is kind of broken up where we have a space here, and then we have the next month calendar at a glance, and then space here, box, space here, box. Your weekends are shaded for the label of the day of the week. Yeah. No week's number, which that never mattered to me. I rarely paid attention to that, but if it's important to you, that's something to keep in mind. There is no week number. So January, because January starts with the last week of December, you do have, just like in my sterling ink, you do have it shaded. The number is shaded. So I can see this is December 29th is here. And then same for the following month, that February 1st, you can see the one there and it's shaded. And it is 5 lines. Then, so your months are connected to, or all your actual planning pages are connected with each month. So that's where these tabs are going to be very helpful and will probably feel smoother. Okay, so because what I'm going to say is this: I love my sterling ink, but all the months are together. Then it went into the vertical timed weeks, and then the numbered pages, or then all the all the numbered pages were in the back, all the free pages. So what that meant is that I had to triplicate my monthly tabs. See how this is January here and then I had January there? It's because the planning pages are separated from the month. Here, they're all together. So that's something else to keep in mind. And so we have, this is a different format, and I'm going to have to figure out how I best want to use it, but it excites me. So you have where it says week 1 here, and I'm going to pull it up. There's where you see week 1, and I'm just going to flip. Yeah, so it is numbered by the weeks, but within your week pages. So week 1, and we have Monday through Sunday. Weekends are shaded, and you can use this however you want. Maybe you might use this for your main appointments, so that you see it right up at the top. And then you have Monday through Sunday over here on the side. Maybe you want to use this for menu planning, and maybe for, family. And this is gridded, and or weather or whatever. You can, again, there is no specific one way to use this. You use it how you feel is going to work best for you. And then we have some tracker areas. I love that this has sufficient rows of tracking here. I am ecstatic. And you might want to use this for tracking for, 2 different areas of your life, since you have a space here to personalize. So maybe you want to have a separate tracker for work and a separate tracker for home, or use both for everything. And let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 on both sides for tracking. And I believe that is the perfect number that I need for the things I like to track. And then you have this, I'm going to call it quadrant square area. It might be a little hard to tell, but there's 4 different sections, and then you can title however you want, and you can divide it however you want, use it however you want. Maybe you might just use it for note space. Totally up to you. And then we go into the vertical timed week. Starts at 6 a.m. all the way to midnight, with still some space underneath, a couple rows underneath the 12. You have space here. And I can see myself using this space probably for my week's to-dos that I haven't put any, haven't designated any specific day for. But it's grid, and there's space up above as well. You have your calendar here, so you can see what week you're in. And your current week here is shaded from the rest of the weeks. And it does say week 1, December through January. And it has the 29th through January 4th. And then you go into the following week. So you can do your prep work here, then plug in your appointments or your timed tasks or errands. This is week 2. Your following week is shaded. And again, I'm amazed at this paper. This paper feels really nice. The binding feels nice. It feels like it's going to lay flat because of the stitching. And let's just see. Yeah. I love it. That's lay flat, y'all. Just with a little training, but that's a lay flat binding or stitching. All right, so yeah, so we go through all of that. Let's see where this ends. All right, so week 48, and this is November. Okay, we have December, week 50, week 51, week 52, And then we have a week 1. Okay, so we have week 51, the last week of 2026 here. Sunday, well, last full week. I'll put it that way. Sunday, December 27th. And you see it's shaded over here. And then you have week 1, and it's week 1 because the last week of December ends on a Thursday. Okay, so this might throw you off a little bit up here, but I don't know. Maybe it shouldn't. Maybe because it says week 1, it's like throwing my brain off a little bit. Maybe if it said, I don't know, I guess because we have 52 weeks in the year. Anyway, my brain is getting a little thrown off, but whatever. But we do have Monday, so this is going to be December 28th through the 31st, and then January through January 3rd of 2027, and it's still the same layout. So yeah, essentially it is going to be week 1, but of the new year. I think because it's throwing me off too, it doesn't say 2027 or anything. But it's following the same format as it has throughout the book. And then you have your full vertical week here. And it does say the 28th through January 3rd. So yeah, so you get up to finishing out that last week of December. And then we have numbered grid pages. And definitely not as many grid pages. Yeah, no, definitely not as many grid pages as the Sterling ink. My Sterling ink has, and let me just check something. Let you guys hear me hum. Yeah. Okay, so for the numbered grid pages, I'm going to just show you guys. These are all and take into account that these are plumped up because I got a lot of stuff in there, but still, you could tell there's a lot of grid note pages, and it's 367 pages in the Sterling ink. Okay. And here they are numbered, so we'll be able to tell how many. We have some extra pages in the back. 73 grid pages. Okay. So there you go. 73 grid pages. Here's page 1 here. And generally what I do is I take the first page or 2 and I make it into an index. So, really for me, it's, gonna be, let's say 71 pages for me to use for daily tasks. Yeah, for my daily pages. But that's not a problem because I do have some various thin notebooks that I can use, or whatever. Okay. And if I use the bullet journal method, as in not setting up separate daily pages, instead just letting it be continuous, I may not even need anything extra, but I don't know. So anyway, and then we have the spacing guide. So this is different. So this is a spacing guide. So this is helpful. This is like in the bullet journal notebooks, the actual Lutheran ones. They have the guide in the beginning of the books. And so this is giving you same kind of thing. So you'll know how many lines there are. And then you have a contact list, 2 pages. Do any of you guys use contact lists in your main planners? I thought we pretty much, a lot of us are in our phones for our contacts, but you know, that's nice. Maybe if you leave this as a home planner and you need someone to be able to easily get to the same information. And then you have a personal info page here. So personal info, your name, phone number, email, notes, emergency contact. And I don't believe that is, no, that's not in the Sterling ink. But I think these are like Jib and Tetchel. I think Hobonichi's have personal info like pages like this. And then you have the cardstock. There is no pocket or anything like that. But man, this is really nice. Okay, I'm going to show you guys where are we? Okay, not too bad. So this is going to be an insert, a dot grid insert from Paper Penguin Co., one of my favorite companies to buy inserts. And I believe I have some regular B6 size ones as well in my stash, but this is going to be a B6 Slim. But I wanted to show you this size as in width difference. So let me turn it this way. They're pretty spot on for height. The Paper Penguin Co. is just slightly shorter, but that's not what we're here about for this comparison. It's the width. So this is a B6 Slim insert, and then this is a B6. If I were to, yeah, so it pretty much matches, this insert matches the width of my Sterling ink, with just a slight difference. But yeah, this is definitely, again, I'm not taking the whole thing out, but let's just say it's like that. Yeah, see that? Okay, so you're going to get more space across with a B6 compared to a B6 Slim. But if you like this kind of height, then you are going to be happy with a B6. Now, I have not purchased anything. I didn't order their plastic cover that they offer because I was like rushing when I'm not rushing. I was rushing when I was ordering. But I have some B6 leather or covers. This is not leather, but this is from Print Pressions. Okay, so this is like this metallic kind of thing, and this is a traveler's notebook. But what I want to see is, and I like this because it has all these pockets. It has card pockets and this cool like envelope style pocket. But it has the strings, 4 strings. I want to see if it will. Ooh, it does. I could ignore the strings and just use it with it slid into the back if I wanted to. And this also has a zipper pocket. Or I can put it on the strings. Now, if I was going to put it on the strings, I would want to get a plastic cover, because what I would do is I would put the plastic cover in first and then put my planner in the plastic cover slots or sleeves, so that I don't have the strings going through my bound book. But I mean, you can. But I find that, especially depending on how thick your bands are, can be a bit of a problem. But then again, maybe not. I just don't like, look at that gap. I just don't like that. At least not with these bands. Let's see what else. Then I have my Apple Pig. And this one I bought from somebody else. And so here's where you can see I have some B6 inserts. I have a B6 pencil board from Edit. Okay. It's not quite the same width, but yeah, I can still use it. But I do have some B6 plastic, what were these things called? Dashboard things, whatever. And see, and this paper is thick as well. I mean, this rubber band is thick as well. But this is an Apple Pig. And this has beautiful, I'm sorry, this isn't even on the camera. This has lots of pockets and flip outs and everything. Flip out. Yeah. Here's for a pin loop. Yeah, and I love having secretarial pockets in my planner. But these are not meant to be, you know, a plastic cover. But I would get a plastic cover and put my the Chronicle planner in that. And this, yeah, because I don't like how this feels like this. So, okay. And plus this is a lot of leather. And I don't know, I mean, because this is a lot of leather, I don't know if I really want to carry this around. And I think that's why I didn't use it very much after I bought it from someone else. They had pin marks. But I was like, I don't care. It's Apple Pig. But this is a beautiful piece. And I do have also, you know, this customized insert. But this is a B6 Slim. And this is to go on your strings as well, that I ordered from Apple Pig. So I'm going to say this. I don't have a cover I'm in love with for the B6 compared to my B6 Slims. That's kind of why I was disappointed that they didn't offer B6 Slim. But I am grateful for the amount of space. And hey, it's a good excuse for me to buy a cover specifically that I will love. And yeah, so anyway, this is the Chronicle planner. I have some decisions to make because I had ordered that daily, but I don't think I want to carry that every day back and forth when I go have my office days. But I can definitely see myself carrying this, and even with just a plastic cover on it. This is really nice. And I will have to test out the paper with the various pens and markers that I like to use. This is really nice. Cosmo Air. Where is it again? Cosmo Air Light Paper. 75 GSM. I think it's going to be able to handle you guys' pens. That's just my initial thoughts of how it feels against my fingers, and that this is a thicker paper than what's in like my Sterling ink or my Kinbor, or even my previous Hobonichis. This is a nice paper, and you're going to have plenty of space for your planning. And the grids look like the typical grids, and I don't have a different planner out like a Hobonichi, but it looks the grid looks like, just for me eyeballing you guys, it looks bigger than the Sterling ink. Yeah, so you might be really happy if you don't like those little small grids. You might be really happy with the Chronicle Planner grid layout. So anyway, this is my order. Hope you guys enjoyed it, seeing me open this up. And please post any questions, comments. Let me know if you ordered the Chronicle Planner and what size. Or a different planner that is a bound planner with similar type of layout. I love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Hit the like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I will see you guys again soon because I got some more stuff that's coming. See you again. Bye.